Hey guys, it's Mitch, and this is Matt over here.
Hello guys.
He's at Wicked Wrench, and he did the engine conversion on this 72 Cutlass. And I'm going to ask him some questions I'm sure that you guys will have on what was needed to do this conversion. So first off, usually the question would be, what mounts did you need to use?
So we tried to keep this close to original. Even though this is 71, we used a clamshell GM motor mounts that they've used for 30 years. An ICT top adjustable bracket on the block, and then we used the, like I said, the clamshell, and we just moved them up and re-drilled the holes. So
the ICT LT to small block Chevy adapter plates?
Yes.
Okay. With clamshell mounts, I'm going to go look at those real quick. All right, next I see that we got some headers on here. These are Speed Engineering headers, and you cut off the V-bands and put your own V-bands on?
These are actually Speed Engineering Denali headers. They're a little bit different than the swap headers.
Okay.
And then we had to clearance 2 spots on them, and then we cut off the end and put a V-band.
Yeah, the V-bands work out really nice. If you do use V-bands, be careful. Matt informed me there's a couple different variations on how these V-bands work. You want to get the ones with a alignment ring.
Yeah, the interlock.
An interlock. That keeps everything centered, not just on the outside, but on the inside. You won't have any leaks. Versus if you use cheap V-bands, they won't have that kind of alignment part. And we just had them leak almost every time. So it looks like this header was fine on the passenger side.
Just a little spot you see right there.
Okay, yeah, it's a tiny little dent there. On this side, you have to put a little bit of dent by the steering.
And it makes 0 difference. It does not rob from performance.
Yeah, I saw those tests on that Motor Trend. I think it's Engine Masters. All right, and I mean, we don't have a whole lot of options either for LT swaps with having a bountiful supply of headers to choose from.
No.
We have what we got, and you make it work. Next, this is the L83. We did the engine harness here, of course. This one's a little different. Matt won the computer in the back over there, and we used I believe I used a Corvette base harness, so we can mount it right there and not have it super long. So the fuse box and mounts over there. The next thing we got, the accessory drive. We're using the L87, what we call the L87 water pump, where the pump is centered up. This is the power steering pump system we're using, and it's a very simple drive. And we're running the Gen 5 AC compressor, and so far, so good. What's the situation on the AC on this?
So this is a vintage air setup. We only use the vintage inside part. The outside is all designed with the Gen 5. So all we have in it is the one high pressure switch for the AC, and then running through all the other parts. No other
pressure switches
or anything else in it.
Yeah, there's no need for a pressure switch because we're using the Gen 5 system to do it. So it will control the compressor.
But important is you have to run a PWM fan or a module, a PWM module.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show that now. So the customer, he already had a decent fan in it. So this is the PWM module with I make the fan harness connectors for it. They're really special connectors, hard to source. We build that, and then it's a standard brushed fan, so it's just an on-off fan. But this controller makes it a variable speed controller, so it's real quiet. You won't hear it, and it works very nice. And it looks like the engine fit very well in this. Looks a bit lower than what my Firebird is, because it doesn't seem like it's above the fenders too much. It looks real nice. Yeah, it looks like plenty of clearance. We're starting to use these air intake tubes. I get these off Summit Racing, but these are made out of a high density nylon, and what's nice is they don't hold and retain heat like the metal ones do. And plus it keeps everything kind of nice and matching, and matches all the covers and stuff like that. All right, next on the conversion, we got the yeah, this was a nightmare. So Matt, the hardest part was the tunnel, which we can't really see right now, but the tunnel, we see part of it here. Matt really had to open it up, and then it had to be opened up all the way to the back seat because the transmission, you know, we're trying to keep everything up pretty high so it has good ground clearance, but even the drive shaft was going to hit the floor.
Well, what we did on this, because it is low, what we did on this is we kept the engine pretty flat down low on the engine, and we brought the engine up high. So we're less than a degree with the ride height. That way, the transmission pan, everything is above the frame on this. You can get away with doing less of a tunnel, but you won't be able to suck everything up as high.
Camera fixed. Yeah, so there's great ground clearance. If he goes over a speed bump, nothing bad's going to happen, which that's a nightmare. My Firebird had that problem for a long time. And
if you need a different pinion angle, you can always adjust the rear end and adjust your pinion angle that way for your vibrations.
Okay, that's a 4-link setup.
Yeah.
And then you get adjustable arms. And that's what, do you get adjustable arms yet, or is it just the QA ones?
No, just the coil arms.
Okay, then what'd you do on the cross member?
Cross member we left stock. The stock 350 transmission mount actually bolts to the 8-speed, and then we just modified the center of the transmission cross member to accept it.
Okay.
That was it. We just had to re-drill holes.
Then the drive line, it had to be shortened, or did you get a whole new one made?
A whole new one made. This actually comes with a 2-piece. It's got a sleeve in it, so you don't want to run something like that.
Okay. And it's working nice because there's absolutely no driveline vibrations, which is something I'm battling on mine. What else can we talk about here on the conversion? I think that's all the major points to it. My gimbal is acting a little weird. But yeah, we're loving this conversion. The customer, he loves it. This is the second one he's done with us, so that's a great sign. And this one hopefully will be at LS Fest. If not, his 69 C10 will definitely be there. And we just want to show everyone what's possible, and that you know, these drivetrains, you get a good deal on them right now, and man, they got more than enough power. So I'm very happy with it. And we're gonna do some more driving with this right now and get some more video shot, and hopefully do a halfway decent video to show you guys on YouTube. That's made half the way. Yep. On a roll.
You think it's not spinning, and then afterwards you feel it.
Yeah, you can definitely feel
start to grab.
It's a smooth, I guess it's so smooth, maybe the shocks help out. It's almost like the transmission's slipping, but it's not, because you
feel it grab.
You